Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. So, quite a few people have approached me to make a little video on this topic, but this is a sort of thing that I like to generally steer away from. It comes across generally as, like viewer milking and like trying to get lots of subscribers from talking about news and stuff, and it's not something I think's relevant to do. But in this case, I think a little bit different, as there are a lot of opinions floating around about what this means and what kind of problems this can cause. So I think it's important that, I can kind of give a measured response to it. Because I'm obviously someone that likes collecting everything, as some of you, or most of you probably know. That's not what I'm bothered about. These tanks are very similar. The PC is actually getting the better one, seemingly the faster one. So it's not really something that I think is that important. However, I can understand that some people are probably going to be really annoyed that PC what brought the game to where it is now, and like they're the most loyal fan base. Why are they sort of being neglected? They're not getting a rare premium or whatever it is. I don't think that's important. I think it's fine that they can get an exclusive, and I wouldn't mind if it was a top tier thing, provided there were some things in place, and that's what I really wanted to talk about here. My main problem with it, and I'll just go through the problems that this is going to cause. Sorry if this is going to be a bit rambly, I haven't really prepared anything. But the problem here is that what's going to happen is that Warzone is going to be advertised on Xbox One. Fine. What they're going to do is they're going to say, look, we've got this this new premium and it's exclusive to you, and it's basically like a prototype Abrams, and people are going to think, oh, the Abrams, I know what that is, that's brilliant, I love the Abrams, I'll buy that, especially because it's exclusive. And I know, well, this is something that's a bit subjective, but most people I know who play free-to-play games, like to put in as much money as a AAA game would cost, say like £50 or something like that. And that's basically the exact price of the XM1C. So I think it's going to be a very, very, very popular buy for people who are just starting the game on Xbox. And what that's going to cause is a flurry of people who are going to join whatever battle rating it's at. I couldn't really assume what that's going to be, but it doesn't matter. And they're going to have no crew points. They're going to have no experience in how the game fundamentally functions. And they're going to have no lineup. So what this is going to do, it's going to stunt the queues, and it's going to break the matchmaker for the tier that this tank's at. It's going to make a massive black hole, and all the people playing it aren't going to have a clue what they're doing. And the problem that's going to come from that even more is that the rest of the community are going to have a real problem with Xbox players because of this. They're going to think it's all their fault, and they're going to direct a lot of hate towards them, I think. And I think it's not unwarranted that people are going to be annoyed, but I think it's not really constructive, and I can really see this happening. The thing I think Gaijin should do, I don't think they will do this because it goes against this being profitable for them, is that for people starting on Xbox, I would say they either need to reach a minimum level, a minimum point in the tree, or a minimum number of battles played before they can buy a tier 5 premium tank. People will probably say to that, oh, well, they should have done that with the Magak and things like that as well. But the difference there is that there's going to be a lot of people who still have been playing the game for a while, who have bought the Magak, and they know how the game works. They have at least some experience. This is going to be a flood of people who have likely never played a game before in their life, and they're going to have a very entry-level knowledge on how the game works after doing the tutorials. But if people are just going to rush into top tier, it's going to mess the game up for a lot of people who put the most effort into the game. So people who have top tier vehicles are obviously, they've put money and time into the game, and they're going to be the ones that are going to feel sort of the brunt of the effects of what's going to happen with the introduction of this tank. Obviously, it's not going to be so bad for the teams that fight the American teams, because they can have a lot of seals to club. But other people who want to play at this battle rating are going to have it's really articulate, are not going to have a very fun time, and it's not going to be very good for anyone, really. So I would really suggest that if this is to happen, I think fine, let it happen. I'm not going to have a tantrum about it, but I think that there really needs to be some kind of bar in place to stop people from straight up just buying their way into this tier. They're going to need to have either a lineup or some experience, and it needs to be arbitrary. There needs to be a set number of games or time or anything to limit when these people can just rush in and get this tank. And obviously, I don't think this is going to happen at all, because it just goes against an entire exclusive thing like this for a launch. It's advertising the launch. So something like this needs to be done. I mean, I don't think it will, but That's the optimum solution to this, I think. So looking forward, this isn't really a good thing for anybody but Gaijin regarding the community. I mean, obviously they need to make money. This is a really good way to make money, and that's fine. I'm not going to dispute that whatsoever. But it's not going to be good for the new Xbox players, because they're going to buy their way into something they don't understand. They're not going to do well at it. They're probably not going to have fun at it. And they're going to get constant hate from the rest of the community, either because of the reasons I've spoken about, or because, they want the tank that they have and they can't get it. It's going to annoy people generally, as I just said, who'd play the game already right now, because they're not getting something exclusive. And it's also going to annoy the people who play that battle rating, because their matchmaker is going to be stunted. They're not going to have a good time playing the allies, because the teams are going to be flooded with these people who don't know what they're doing. But this can all be relatively kind of fixed, apart from people who, want the exclusive tank, if there is some kind of limit to when people can buy this. And I really think there should be at least some modicum of consideration into creating a kind of boundary to when people can actually buy it. A level boundary, a progress boundary, anything like that. But it's really important, and that will at least stop some of the most vocal people from being angry, I think. Because I don't want this to get out of hand, and I can see already a lot of people are very, very upset with this. I have seen absolutely nothing positive about this so far regarding the new tank. So, I don't want to ramble on for much longer. I think I'm going to cut it off here, actually. So even though I think it's very unlikely, please at least consider introducing some kind of boundary to people unlocking this tank, or buying it rather, because otherwise it's not a good situation for anybody in the community. So I think it's really important that this happens. If it doesn't happen, fine. None of us can stop that from happening. But it would really help a lot of people deal with this a lot better if something like that is put into place. So anyway, sorry for a video like this. I really don't like doing them. I think they're really unprofessional. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please leave feedback any way you like, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.